In a quiet town, there lived a man named Thomas. He was 53 years old. He worked as a mechanic. His hands were rough from years of fixing engines and changing tires, but his heart was soft, especially for his family. Thomas had a younger brother named Daniel. Daniel was different. He smiled easily. He talked about big dreams. He borrowed money often, and Thomas always said yes. One day, Daniel came to Thomas's workshop. His face looked worried. His voice was shaking. "Brother, I need help. I'm starting a business, a small shop. If you lend me money now, I will pay you back in 6 months. I promise." Thomas looked at his brother's hopeful eyes. He thought about their childhood. He remembered their mother's words before she died. "Take care of each other. Family is everything." That evening, Thomas went to the bank. He withdrew $5,000. It was his savings, money he had kept for his daughter's education, money he earned with sweat and pain. He gave it all to Daniel. Daniel hugged him tightly. Tears filled his eyes. "You are saving my life, brother. I will never forget this." 6 months passed. Daniel did not call. Thomas saw him at family gatherings. He smiled. He talked about his shop, but he never mentioned the money. Thomas did not ask. He felt embarrassed. Family does not chase family for money, he thought. That would be rude. 1 year passed, then 2. Thomas's daughter wanted to go to college, but the money was gone. Thomas worked extra hours. He skipped meals to save. His wife noticed the tiredness in his eyes. "Did you ask Daniel about the money?" she asked quietly one night. "I cannot," Thomas replied. "He's my brother. If I ask, it will look like I don't trust him. It will ruin our relationship." His wife looked at him with sad eyes. "Thomas, the relationship is already ruined. You just don't see it yet." 3 years later, Thomas's car broke down. He needed money for repairs. He had none. He swallowed his pride and called Daniel. "Daniel, I'm sorry to ask, but I need help. Do you remember the money I lent you? I really need some of it now." There was silence on the phone. Then Daniel's voice came, but it was different, cold, defensive. "Brother, that was 3 years ago. You said it was a gift. You never asked it back. I spent it on the shop. I have expenses too, you know. I can't just give you money whenever you want." Thomas felt his chest tighten. "I never said it was a gift. You said you would pay me back." "Well, you should have been clear. Besides, family should help family without expecting anything back." The call ended. Thomas sat in silence. His hands were shaking, not from anger, from heartbreak. That night, Thomas could not sleep. He thought about his brother. He thought about the money, but most of all, he thought about their relationship. He realized something painful. The money was gone the day he gave it, but he lost his brother the moment he expected it back. Every family gathering after that had been a lie, smiles hiding resentment, hugs covering distance. The loan did not bring them closer. It built a wall between them. Daniel avoided him because of guilt. Thomas resented him because of loss. Neither could speak freely anymore. Thomas finally understood. You cannot lend money to family. You can only give it or keep it. There's no middle ground. A few months later, Daniel came to Thomas again, this time for another business idea, another loan request, another promise. Thomas looked at his brother. He felt no anger, only clarity. "Daniel, I cannot help you this time," Thomas said calmly. Daniel's face changed. "Why not? I'm your brother." "Because I want to keep you as my brother. Last time I lent you money and lost you. This time I choose our relationship over money." Daniel looked confused. "That doesn't make sense." Thomas smiled sadly. "It will, someday." Years passed. Thomas never lent money to family again. When his sister asked, he said no with love. When his cousin needed help, he offered advice instead of cash. When his nephew wanted a loan, Thomas bought him dinner and explained why he couldn't help. Some family members called him selfish. Some stopped inviting him to gatherings. But something unexpected happened. The people who truly loved him stayed, and those relationships became stronger because they were built on truth, not transactions. Thomas's daughter graduated college. He paid for it with money he saved by saying no. His wife smiled more, his shoulders felt lighter. He slept peacefully at night. One day, Daniel called, not for money, just to talk. "Brother, I finally understand what you meant. I'm sorry." Thomas forgave him, not because Daniel paid him back, he never did, but because Thomas had already let it go. Here's what Thomas learned, and what his hard truth teaches all of us. Money changes relationships, always. When you lend to family, you create two possibilities. Either they pay you back and feel burdened, or they don't pay you back and you feel betrayed. Both outcomes damage the relationship. If someone you love needs money, you have two choices. Give it as a gift with no expectation, or politely say no and protect the relationship. But never lend, because lending to family creates a debt that money cannot repay. Thomas saved his peace the day he stopped expecting fairness from family and started expecting honesty from himself. He learned that saying no with love is better than saying yes with resentment. The greatest gift you can give your family is not your money, it's your peace. And sometimes protecting your peace means protecting your wallet.